Michael Rosen spoke out against Boris Johnson and Downing Street after it was revealed staffers were asked to attend a garden party while the rest of the country was in lockdown. Mr. Rosen himself was in an induced coma at the time and said it was touch and go for him during his illness with COVID. The author explained he still suffers from symptoms and that his family were extremely worried about his health but said he did not care if Boris Johnson stepped down as another person would simply take his place and nothing would change. Mr. Rosen spent 47 days in an induced coma after contracting COVID in early 2020. The author said he still suffers from bad eyesight in his left eye, a deafened left ear, vertigo and dizziness. Mr. Rosen made, in his own words, a flip joke on the Downing Street emails being leaked in a tweet which read, May 20, 2020, number 10 party. Damn, I missed it. I was in a coma. Just my luck. The tweet has been liked over 60,000 times with thousands of people sharing their stories of loved ones contracting COVID. Mr. Rosen appeared on Jeremy Vine on 5 to talk about his battle with COVID and his reaction to the Downing Street parties. Host Vine remarked he was lucky to be alive with Mr. Rosen saying, "It was touch and go with me. And in fact, in my ward, I think I heard from the consultant that 42% of us had died." Mr. Rosen was then asked what he made of the Downing Street parties and remarked, "The thing is when I was in intensive care of course my wife and family couldn't come to see me. And given I might have died at any moment, this happened to other people, this would have been traumatic for them. I made a flip joke about it on Twitter saying I wasn't there at the party, I was in a coma, but the point is, these traumas and upsets and pains are going on across the country. They were then and they still are. We think of these as personal traumas, but when it's as widespread as that it's a social trauma. The way government handles social trauma is political. It's not a matter of numbers, it's how we feel as a country about this stuff, and we meet each other, we talk to each other, so it's shared between us. The idea we went through this trauma and, as you said, 100 people were invited. That's a fact before us, sitting there quaffing drinks and having a laugh while other people were going through." Mr. Rosen was asked if Boris Johnson should resign, to which he said he did not care and the most important thing was to help heal the trauma experienced by families across the country. Mr. Rosen also discussed the story on BBC News and said, "My first thought is the stories that my wife and family told me, that they were at home trying to maintain contact with me, get contact with me, because they couldn't come in and see me, and of course, I could have died. We've just heard the awful stories all day of people who said goodbye to their loved ones from home on Zoom calls and phone calls. And the only way Emma could stay in touch with me was to talk to the nurses and the doctors. Everybody was doing their best to abide by the government instructions. So this feels like a smack in the face. It feels like contempt. It feels awful." Number 10 has come under heavy fire after an email published by ITV News asked staffers if they could attend a drinks party in the Downing Street Gardens. The email read, "Hi all, after what has been an incredibly busy period it would be nice to make the most of the lovely weather and have some socially distanced drinks in the number 10 garden this evening. Please join us from 6 p.m. and bring your own booze.